Welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about social media marketing. For those people that are not really familiar with what social media can do for you and for your business, this is the course that you want to watch. So we're going to talk about what it is, what you need to know, where is social media going, how do you develop your own social media strategy, and we will also do a quick rundown of the most important social media channels. But before we start, let me introduce myself. I am Mark Kempman. I am your digital navigator for this video. And if you like today's video, why don't you like the video by clicking below? And also, if you want to subscribe to our channel, click on the subscribe button below. We would love you to be part of our community. So let's get started. Are you ready for this? Let's check out the topics that we will be discussing in a bit more detail. Yep, we're going to be starting with discussing the trends in social media. What is happening? Where is it going? What are the most social media networking platforms? And what do we see happening in the future? We will also look at a definition of social media marketing. It is important that you understand what social media marketing is and what it can do for you. Yeah, and we look at what is the importance for your business, and you will also learn why you basically can't go without social media marketing these days. Yep, so that's what we will be looking at. And next we will be looking at how to develop your social media marketing strategy. Yeah, we're going to look at a very simple 5-step process that you can follow to develop your social media marketing strategy for your business or for your personal brand. Next, we will be looking at the different social media marketing platforms. We will be looking at Facebook, at Twitter, at Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, etc. And we're going to look at where are they, what people are using the platforms, and I'll maybe cover some of the cool features of the various social media platforms that you can use as a business. We will close this with looking at the pros and the cons of social media marketing. There's lots of benefits you can get from it, but hey, of course, there are some negatives to it as well. And then I will close with giving you some answers to questions that I get asked a lot when I run this social media marketing introduction. So that will give you a full overview of what social media marketing is and how you can benefit from it for your own business, or when you are a freelancer, for your client's business, or for yourself as a social media expert, or any expert that you are positioning yourself as. So that's the introduction. Let's get going into the action. So let me start with a simple question. Out of these 4 social networking apps, which one do you think is the odd one out? Yeah, when you look at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp, which one is the odd one out from a social media networking app perspective? Yep, and the right answer, of course, is WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is a messaging platform. Yeah, and what does a messaging platform do in between social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube? Well, very simple. The answer is that WhatsApp and Messenger, Facebook Messenger for instance, nowadays are considered social media apps as well. Yeah, so in WhatsApp you can communicate and engage with your friends and with groups. You can promote your business in there. So they are fully blown social media networks. Yeah, just a little trivia to get the juices going. So there we have it. So what I always do when I talk about social media marketing, yeah, I'm talking about trends from a quite a generic perspective. I've been in digital marketing, social media from the very early days. Yeah, I was one of the first to demo the internet when I worked in Silicon Valley in 1995. Yeah, recall when the web was launched in 1995, we talked about the presentational web. Yeah, you created a website for your business to present your business. And that was what the web was. It was very much like one way. You could go on the web and you could find any information that you like. Yep, and that you needed. Now, in the early 2000s, we saw Web 2.0 emerging, which is the conversational web. Yep, and in the conversational web, we saw social media coming. Yep, so was Facebook, was Twitter, there were some other social media networks that no longer exist. But it was all about getting into conversations with your clients or with other people that share similar interests. So that was the conversational web. And that led to the growth, the phenomenal growth of social media. And then nowadays, today, we're talking about Web 3.0. Yep, and Web 3.0 is what we call the virtual reality web. Facebook bets heavily on the virtual reality web through the metaverse. It's that important for Facebook that they even changed their name as a company. They are now called Meta as a company. So the metaverse is Mark Zuckerberg's vision to actually meet people in a virtual world, and you can see each other in this virtual world. Currently probably still with virtual reality glasses or a virtual reality headset, but where will the future go? Yeah, so instead of typing text or sharing photos in your news feed, you're stepping into a virtual world where you can meet your friends anytime, anywhere. So really exciting, still a long way to go, but consider that Web 3.0. And social, being interaction, engagement, is a core part for that. Yeah, social media, although social media websites, social media platforms may come and go, the basic concepts of social media, they are here to stay. Yeah, social media has led to a fundamental change in the way businesses engage with their clients, yeah, and how they interact with their clients. And we'll get deeper into that when we go into the definition of social media marketing. For now, let's look at where we are today with the social media networks. And I always use this slide for that. It is the most popular social media networks worldwide by monthly active users. And I want to emphasize the monthly active users because that is what is of interest. I'm not interested in how many people have subscribed to a network. There may be robots that have subscribed to it. Yeah, what I am interested in is that how many people are actually using it on a monthly basis. And you can very clearly see, yeah, Facebook, of course, is the biggest social media network platform. But if I look at this slide, I see three major trends. The first trend I see is the sheer size of Facebook. Yeah, because Facebook is not just number one when it comes to social media networks worldwide, but there is also WhatsApp on number 3, there is Instagram on number 4, and there is Messenger as well. Yeah, so you see the sheer size of Facebook is enormous and they are driving the changes in social media land. Although some of the innovation may come from other social media networks, yeah, the big drive is from Facebook. The second trend that I see here is, if I look at number 2, which is YouTube. Yeah, to me that says video is one of the most important types of content being used in social media these days. If I combine that with the importance that Facebook gives to video, yeah, there's no doubt that video is the preferred type of communication on social media networks. And let's look at ourselves. Yeah, we prefer to watch a video than read a lengthy article, yep, with about a particular topic. So if you are not on video in your social media marketing strategy, you're really missing out on a tremendous opportunity. Yep, so that's trend number 2, the importance of video. And the third trend I see is the importance of messaging. Yeah, you see number 3 is Messenger. You see number 5 is, there is Facebook Messenger. There's also WeChat from China. Yeah, so it is very important these days to understand that Messenger is considered a key social media platform, and that businesses use Messenger in their communication. And the power of using messaging in your marketing outreach is that it allows you to have one-on-one conversations with your customers. You can reach an audience, yeah, you can reach a big audience through Messenger, but once they respond, you get into personalized conversations. And that is how Facebook is seeing Messenger, yeah, as where in Messenger you have your one-to-one communication with your best sort of friends, where on Facebook platform itself you more have like community style conversations. Okay, so another few things that you see in this slide is, of course, the emergence of TikTok. Yeah, you see the presence of Snapchat, of Twitter, of Pinterest. But the main thing that I miss here actually is where is LinkedIn on this chart. And if I look at the original graphic of this chart, you see that LinkedIn isn't there. And remember, LinkedIn may probably have more than 300 million subscribers, but not all subscribers are actively engaging and using the platform on a monthly basis. So from a monthly active users perspective, LinkedIn does not feature on this chart. And that is one of the biggest challenges that LinkedIn has, yeah, to get people to engage with the platform. We'll come back to all these social media networks later, where I'm going to give you a quick overview of what it is and what it does. Okay, so let's have a look at what social media marketing actually means. What is it? Yeah, and we got to put this in the context of the definition of marketing. Yeah, I studied marketing in the very early days in the 80s, and my main sort of guru in marketing was Philip Kotler. And over the years, marketing has sort of developed from traditional marketing to online marketing, but the basic concept has not changed. If you look at the definition of marketing, it's the activity of creating, communicating, delivering and exchanging offerings that have value for customers. Yeah, so you supply, you deliver, you exchange products or services that have a value for your customers. So, two very important aspects here. There is value and there is customer. And that is what we capture in the marketing concept. You put the customer at the core of what you do. Yeah, because when you do that, you automatically will look at what value are we giving to the customer. Yep, so take social media marketing in that context. Then the second part of the social media marketing sort of term is the word social media. What is social media? When I explain social media, I'm using the 3 C's. The 3 C's of social media marketing. And they are content, their community, and campaigns. Content is the fuel of your social media. Content is the currency of social media. If you have really good content that you can share on the internet, using various multiple social media channels like Facebook, like YouTube, or like video, or like Instagram, or blogging, you name it. People will engage with your content. And then when people start engaging with your content, they may come back for more content that you supply, and they will then become part of your community. So community is a very important aspect of your social media definition. With really good content, you can create communities. And then you can push that process by running campaigns. And a campaign makes it relevant for businesses. Because when you run a campaign, you have a goal for your campaign, you have an objective, you have a start date, you have an end date. And that is what social media marketing is. It's all about running campaigns to develop your communities with really exciting content. And then you put it into the marketing context. You do that with the customer in the core of what you do. So if I then take that to a definition of social media marketing, is very basic. It says the use of social media to develop a company's brand, increase website traffic, and boost sales. That is what we call social media marketing. The most important aspect here is that you need to have an outcome. You need to have a result which is customer related. And that is where the sales element comes in. You do this to get the customer to do something, and in the end, that is buying your product or your service. So social media marketing is not the tactical combination of your social media networks to reach as many people. There needs to be a goal to it. And when we talk about marketing, it comes down to selling your product or service with a value. So that is the kind of the call to action, as it were, that comes out of your social media marketing. So keep that in mind. Everything you do with your social media marketing in the end comes down to reaching your goals or achieving your objectives of developing your company's brand, increasing website traffic, or growing your sales. Now, a big benefit that you're getting these days in digital marketing and social media marketing is data, is intelligence, is knowledge. In the early days of marketing, the biggest problem has always been how to measure the success of your marketing campaigns. If I ran adverts in a magazine, how do I measure the effectiveness? If I do a PR campaign and they write about me in the newspaper, how do I measure the effectiveness of that? How can I track that when somebody buys a product, it actually is as a result of the PR campaign that I ran? So in the early pre-internet days, the only way to measure customer engagement, as it were through loyalty cards or credit cards. With a loyalty card, you had some basic customer data. Through credit cards, you could track transactions. But it's very difficult to relate that to your marketing. Then the internet emerged. And all of a sudden, I could track traffic to my website. I could see how many people visit my website. Are these people that visit my website for the first time? Are they returning visitors? What are the most popular pages that they see? How long do they stay on my website? And are they actually buying my products? So that was a major advancement of marketing in the early 2000s. And then when social media emerged, it all of a sudden became possible to measure engagement. How many people are having conversations with us? I could even measure sentiments. Are people positive about my brand? Are they negative about my brands? I could track the effectiveness of my marketing campaigns. I could measure the effectiveness of my advertising campaigns that I ran online. So today's reality is that we can measure everything. We can measure clicks, we can measure transactions, we can measure engagements, we can measure return on investments. Yep, and we can now even take that a step further through artificial intelligence, that we can actually start making predictions how people may respond to campaigns that we're going to be running. So it's a very important aspect of your your social media marketing. So as I mentioned earlier, social media is a completely new way for businesses to engage with their customers. Yeah, you can no longer go without it. It's a new channel to market. It is a new channel for engagement with your customers. It is a new channel to learn. It's a new channel to listen, to find out what's happening in the market. So it's there in every aspect of your business. And not only for the marketing department, it's there for the sales department, it's there for logistics, it's there for the customer service department, it's there for the HR department. Using social media for your recruitment is a very important element of social media marketing. Yes, so keep that in mind, that social media marketing is not a fad. It is there and it's there to stay, and it touches every aspect of your business. Now, to summarize this, there are 3 areas where social media has changed the way businesses operate. First of all, there is the connection. Social media is a new way to connect with your stakeholders. Yeah, and stakeholders in this case can be customers, they can be prospects, influencers, your own employees, using social media for internal, and not only on a local scale, this happens nowadays on a global scale. The internet allows you to sell locally to a global audience if you want to. Yeah, so you can cover the world. You can target specific audiences wherever they are. So the connection aspect, the targeting aspect, yeah, the market where you want to sell your product is opened up through social media, and that is a big benefit for business. The second area where social media has changed businesses fundamentally is in the interaction side. It's not just about connecting with your stakeholders, you can also interact with them, and they can interact with you on their terms, on their preferred platform. And remember, in social media land, the customer is in the driving seat. If you're not interacting with them on their terms, you're going to miss the train. It's not about you don't liking Facebook or LinkedIn. Yeah, as long as your customers are on Facebook, you better be on Facebook, otherwise you're going to miss the boat. Yeah, because if you don't interact with them, they will move on to your competitors who are very likely engaging with them. Yep, so it's the connection aspect, it's the interaction aspect, and then the third part is the customer data aspect. All of this, yeah, what we talked about can be done, and you can track every aspect of your social media marketing at a customer level. And it gives you the key performance indicators like conversion ratios, sales ratios, customer satisfaction ratios, and ultimately return on investment. And there are tools nowadays that let you manage and track all these areas in one conglomerated system. Yeah, HubSpot is, for instance, a tool that you can use for that. And they integrate all your marketing and customer data and campaigns in one system that you can use for that. So now, having learned about these sort of fundamentals of social media marketing, let's now have a look at how do you put together your social media marketing strategy? How do you set it up? How do you develop it? Now, with my over 40 years of experience in marketing, digital marketing and social media, I developed a simple 5-step methodology to set your business or to set up yourself for social media. And it's called FLIRT. Yeah, and FLIRT is an acronym. FLIRT, the first letter, the F, is for focus. Yeah, and in the focus phase, what you do, you look at various things. The first thing you do in developing your social media marketing strategy is look at what is your niche. What market are you targeting? And the more you focus in your market, your targeting, your niche, the easier it will be to reach them. Yes, so it's very important that you focus on a very particular niche. Once you've identified that niche, you look at your positioning. Why should they buy from you? What is your unique value proposition? Remember the definition of marketing. Yeah, the value for your customer is key in this. And you put it in what we call a positioning statement. You also look at your customers. You create customer personas, where you look at your customers and you kind of map their interests, their pain points, the typical questions that they would ask, so you get a good understanding of your customers. Yeah, so you look at your niche, you look at your positioning, you look at your focus, you look at your customers. Yep, and then you're going to ask yourself, why am I going to use social media? Yeah, am I going to use it to build awareness? Am I going to use it to drive traffic to my website? Am I going to use it to generate sales? Am I going to use it to improve customer service? Am I going to use it to recruit new staff? Am I going to use it to communicate with my employees? Yeah, so lots of reasons why you could use social media, and it's your challenge to identify 1 or 2 objectives for your social media. And then a very important aspect of your social media marketing strategy, even your overall digital marketing strategy, what are the keywords that you will be focusing on? In other words, what are the keywords that you want to be recognized for? Google wants to know, Facebook wants to know, LinkedIn wants to know, and it's all about repetition. The more often you use those keywords, the more those social media platforms and Google will associate you with those keywords. When people search for them, they will then show you higher up in the search results. We call this search engine optimization or search engine marketing. Yeah, so keywords is like a whole course in itself, but it's very important part of your social media marketing strategy in the focus phase. So that is the F for focus. Think about your niche, your positioning, who is your customers, why are you on social media, and what are your main keywords. The next is the L for listen. Listen is so important. Yeah, we tend to talk too much. Yeah, where social media can give you fantastic listening opportunities. And when I say listen, I mean read articles online, listen on Facebook and on Twitter, on LinkedIn, listen on Google, yeah, watch videos, listen to podcasts. There's dozens of ways that you can listen online. Because when you listen, you learn, and when you learn, you get better and you develop. So, what does that mean from you? Some practical tips when it comes to listening. First, you need to listen to where your customers hang out. Are your customers on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? Are they on LinkedIn? And later in this session, when we go through the various social media platforms, I'll give you an overview of what type of people are on the various social media platforms. The next thing that you want to know when you listen is who are your top 10 bloggers or influencers in your niche. Do you know your top 10 bloggers? Do you know your top Instagram influencers? Because you want to learn from them, but you may also want to build relation with them, to use them in your marketing outreach. You also want to look at the trends in your niche. Google Trends is a really useful tool that you can check to find out what are the trends in your niche. And you're looking at your competitors and your customers. What are they doing? What are they talking about? Yes, so a very important stage. And if you're doing it properly, you would actually set up a social media listening dashboard where you bring all your listening channels together in one dashboard. And then instead of having to go to all those social media networks or websites, you let them come to you. InnoReader is a very good dashboard, online dashboard, a free dashboard that you can use for this. We're then looking at the I for integration. Yeah, so you know your strategy, you know where your customers are, you know which social media networks you're going to focus on. Then you're going to integrate them. You're going to set up your social media networks. You're going to make sure the branding and the profiles are consistent. You're using your keywords. You're going to create your content calendar, and you're going to set up your blog. Blogging is very important in social media marketing because it is the easiest way to start creating content on your website and to start sharing that content through your social media channels that will then drive people back to your website. Yes, so that is part of the integration stage. And then once you've got that all set up, you're then going to reach out. It's very important that you reach out, because if you're not reaching out, then people won't find you, people won't see you. Yeah, the whole essence of social media marketing is that you create as many touch points as possible on the internet for people to find you, yeah, where they start engaging with your content, going back to your website, want to know more about you, want to know more about your content, and you start building a relationship that may then turn into a sale. So reaching out, you're going to start sharing your content, you're going to repurpose your content, so turn your blog post into a video or into a carousel, or turn your video into a podcast or what have you. Yeah, you're going to share other people's content. There's nothing wrong with sharing content from other people. And you're going to run campaigns. Campaigns to push your content in the channels. Yeah, and campaigns nowadays are no longer sort of just posts on social media. It is a combination of organic posts, yeah, where you just share your posts on social media. Could be paid, like pay-per-click advertising, or it could be influencer marketing style, reaching out. Yeah, so very important is the reaching out stage. And then, of course, tracking is the icing on the cake, as it were. When you track, you measure your online reputation, you measure your conversions, you measure your social media activity and engagement, you're measuring your ROI, and you plan for your next quarter. Okay, time to talk about the social media marketing platforms. Let's have a look at some of the most relevant ones out there. Now, but before that, let's make sure that you understand the essence of the social media marketing platforms. How do they work? Very simple. They all work according to the same concept. What you do, you create an account on the social platform, like Facebook for instance. You fill in your profile. On Facebook, you put in a lot of data about yourself. On Twitter, a little. Yeah, so you fill in your profile, and once your profile is ready, you're going to connect with friends or follow and be followed. Yeah, some platforms, when you send somebody a connection request or a friend request when they accept you're mutually connected, like Facebook and like LinkedIn. Other platforms like Twitter and like Instagram, when you follow somebody, doesn't mean that that person follows you. Yeah, so we're talking about followers and following, as it were. Yep, and then when you've got that, you're going to start sharing updates. And you're going to check your newsfeed where you will see the updates from your friends. Now, as a business, every platform enables you to create a Facebook page or to create a page. Yeah, and what you want to do, you create your page, you put in your company information, you brand it to your company branding guidelines, and then you get people to follow or like your Facebook page or your LinkedIn page. Yep, and then you start sharing updates. And people that liked your page, they may see your company updates in their feeds. And this is what we call organic reach. So you do a post as a business, and then the people that follow you will see your posts on their personal newsfeed. Now, in the early days of social media, this organic reach could be 40 to 50%. Which means that if you have 10,000 followers on Facebook, so 10,000 people liked your Facebook page, 5,000 of those people would see your update on their personal newsfeed, which is fantastic. And that was in the early days for social media. Many brands, they spent lots of marketing, building huge communities, because it was a fantastic free way of reaching out to your market. Nowadays, things have changed. Facebook has been driving this. Yeah, Facebook wants you to advertise on Facebook. All these social media platforms, they have to make money. So they have advertising sort of on their platform, and they want you to use advertising. So over the years, Facebook has lowered organic reach to less than 3%. So again, if you have 10,000 people that like your Facebook page, fewer than 300 people may see your updates in their feed. And Facebook says, hey, that's the way it is. We offer you a fantastic marketing environment, and we need to make money as well. So hey, yeah, start advertise on Facebook to reach your entire audience. And businesses now understand that. They now know that social media is pay to play. To reach your audience, it's no longer relying on organic reach. You have to pay to use pay-per-click advertising or PPC. But we're going to talk about that in the next videos. Alright, so it's very important that you understand this concept of how social media marketing platforms work. So let's start with the first one, the biggest one, Facebook, with 1.9 billion active users worldwide. Fact is that over the years, the younger generation has left Facebook. Yeah, why have they left Facebook? Because it's not cool anymore. Yeah, and their parents are on it. Yeah, so if you want to reach the young teens, late teens, early 20s, don't go to Facebook. You want to be on social networks like Snapchat or TikTok, if that's available in your market. Now there's still markets where Facebook is enormous. Yes, so they are the leading social media network in your market. If that is the case, then of course you have to be on Facebook. But in general, we can say that the audience for Facebook is now a slightly older audience, Generation X or millennials. It's still a really good network to reach these people, particularly when you talk about consumer type products. Now, what does Facebook offer you as a business to use? Facebook has the Facebook page that you can create to reach your audience. Nowadays, Facebook really would like you to use Facebook groups. Facebook groups is a fantastic area in Facebook where you can get really good engagement. And as a business, you can offer a group to your customers as a VIP area or a product knowledge area or a pre-launch area or just for your customers. Yeah, lots of reasons, lots of areas where you can use a group to reach your customers. Then there's Facebook Messenger, of course, that you can use for your business, where you can set up bots. Yeah, so you can have sort of automated conversations with your customers on Facebook Messenger. And there is Facebook Live. Don't ignore Facebook Live. Facebook loves you to use Facebook Live. The beauty about using the Facebook Live, it gives you sort of buzz and engagement before the event, during the event, and after the event. Yeah, we call this tentpole marketing. You can build up excitement leading up to the event and after the event as well. And then finally, of course, Facebook is betting heavily on the metaverse. Yeah, so it's Mark Zuckerberg's vision that instead of engaging with your friends in the news feed, you engage with them in a virtual world. Now the verdict is out if this is going to work, but fact is that although we've been talking about virtual and augmented reality for years, it is here now. Yeah, there's more and more apps becoming available on your mobile, on your desktop that use augmented reality and virtual reality. I can now download IKEA Place, I think it's called, where you just open up the app, you pick a product from the catalog like a table, and then you can just position that table in your living room. Yeah, and then you can move it, change the color of it or whatever. Yeah, using augmented reality through your camera. Okay, so that is Facebook. Let's look at the next one, Instagram. I love Instagram. Yeah, a lot of users from Facebook have gone to Instagram. Why? Because it is a visual social media platform and it has inherently higher engagement than Facebook. It's easier to reach the audience, not just your friends. Yeah, so lots of cool features in Instagram. One of the coolest features is the Instagram stories. Yep, and people now spend more time on the stories than on the timeline where they see the posts. So Instagram started as a photo sharing app. Very simple. Yeah, you made a photo, you put a filter on top of it, which almost felt like you're a photographer, and then you share it with hashtags. And you saw immediately the likes coming in and people loved it for its simplicity. And now it has grown to a fully featured social media network that businesses can use to make their brand come to life via photos and via stories. The audience is slightly younger than the Facebook audience, but a more and more mature audience is coming on there as well. And initially it had very much a business to consumer focus, but nowadays it's not just photos that you can share visuals. I can turn a blog post into a carousel of 5 visuals. Yep, and in that way share really good content. So very powerful and very useful for businesses to reach the audience that hangs out on Instagram. All right, so that is Instagram. Let's look at the next one, and that is YouTube. Now, YouTube, of course, is not just for watching video. YouTube is a fantastic social media platform to build an audience of followers. Yeah, it's a great platform to monetize your video as well by enabling advertising to be shown before or during your videos. A lot of video creators, they do that. Yeah, and YouTube has a program for that. If you qualify by number of views that you have on your video and number of and the size of your audience, you can participate in this program, and it is a really good way to make money on for many content creators. Now check out our earlier video on how to create a YouTube channel, to find out how you can set up a YouTube channel and how you can use YouTube as a social media platform. YouTube is great for brand awareness, and since it's owned by Google, it's also really helpful for your search rankings, both on YouTube and on Google. And there's lots of different videos, of course, that you can make. Yeah, videos that do well are typical videos like how-to videos, unpacking videos, vlogs, video blogs we call them, review videos, live videos, lots and lots of ways to reach your audience, yeah, with video on YouTube. So the typical audience that uses YouTube are basically everybody from young to old. But very important to understand with YouTube that people are there for a reason. They search for something. They may search for entertainment. They may also search for answers to their questions, which is different than the videos you would have on Facebook, for instance. Yeah, so Facebook is very good for brand awareness, where YouTube videos are very good for lead generation, for instance, and for building relationship with your audience. Good. A very interesting social media platform that emerged around 10 years ago is Snapchat. They have around 300 plus million daily active users. And let me tell you a bit about the history of Snapchat. Snapchat was a response to Facebook's problems about 10 years ago in privacy and not being cool anymore, and particularly the privacy issue, where in those days a lot of people said, who is owning my photos on Facebook? Yeah, is it Facebook or is it myself? So a lot of people, and there has always been a gray area. Yeah, combined with Facebook not being cool anymore, and you know how important being cool is for the younger generation. Yep, so two guys who came up with the idea of doing something radically different. And they came up with a social media platform, Snapchat, where posts would delete themselves within 24 hours. They built a user interface around this, which was fairly difficult to use. Yeah, but that was for a reason. Kids, they love to explain to each other how it works. And if it's complicated enough, then their parents won't be able to get on it. Yeah, so kids love that idea. It's too complicated to use for my parents. So I really have my own social media world, yeah, in Snapchat that nobody else has access to. So particularly the teens, the Generation Z, yeah, was very keen, and they were very hot on on Snapchat. So it was the new place for Facebook users to go to, and they grew ever since steadily. Not huge, but they are there, and they are a very powerful social network, particularly when you want to target the younger generation. Now, there are two major features that they sort of drove into social media land, which was the stories and second, the vertical videos. So you all know the concept of the story. It self-deletes in 24 hours, but it turned social media, instead of sort of scrolling through your news feed, you swipe from story to story. Much more visual, much more fun, much more engaging. Yep, and you would swipe those stories vertically, and that automatically led to using vertical video. And vertical video is a major trend in social media content, which is picked up by TikTok as the main format for videos on TikTok. YouTube have shorts, so all social media networks, they now have stories and they have vertical video as a key element. So vertical video, particularly for short 10, 12-second videos, which we call snackable content, is very important. Why would you tilt your phone to watch a video? Why not just use it vertical? Which is also quite an interesting sort of form factor to get a good engagement on your videos. Finally, Snapchat has very innovative advertising features. They have lenses, they have stories, they have filters. You can put a filter over your face. BMW had a really good campaign to launch a new car where you could place the car through a lens anywhere that you liked in augmented reality, and you could actually put a filter where you gave yourself a golden face. So very powerful advertising. I think the WhatsApp advertising platforms is one of the best advertising platforms out there. It's also probably one of the most expensive advertising platforms of all social media networks. Right, so let's look at Twitter. I call Twitter SMS on steroids. It was one of the first, besides Facebook, one of the first social media platforms that came out. And it was a very exciting platform when it launched. And Twitter relied heavily on celebrities using it to drive acceptance on a global scale. And many music stars, rock stars, actors, they started using Twitter, and that drove the global adoption of the platform. Now, what makes Twitter so powerful? There are three aspects on Twitter. First of all, you can retweet a tweet. So when you send a tweet and I follow you, I receive your tweet. If I just click on retweet, it'll go to all my followers. If somebody in my follower base retweets that tweet, your tweet can go viral without in minutes. And there's various examples of tweets that went viral within minutes. Like which was it, a selfie tweet during the Oscar ceremony a few years ago. So it is, so the retweeting is very powerful. It also makes it instant. Because of this retweeting aspect, news goes on Twitter instantly, and it shares to a global audience instantly. So that makes it very, very powerful for news agencies as well. And for businesses, a very powerful feature of Twitter is the Twitter search. Each tweet is indexed, and you can search in all the tweets. You can search for the very first tweet that was ever sent. So that makes it very powerful for brands to find content. So Twitter is really good for finding jobs, for instance, because lots of businesses, they tweet about, I'm looking for a marketing manager or a web developer. So if I search for web developer #jobs, that tweet will show up in my search results. One problem that Twitter had is that they did not keep up with the developments in social media platform functionality. So most celebrities went to Instagram because Instagram was much more visual, much better place for celebrities to engage with their fans. So Twitter lagged behind, and in the last few years it clearly repositioned itself. So it now is seen as a great way for businesses to use as a communication and service channel with their customers, and for media companies to share the latest news. So if you want to find out what is happening in the world now, or what businesses are doing now, or if you have a problem with a product from a business, Twitter is the best place to be. And for you individual, as I always say, you don't need to be on Twitter to tweet, but you must be on Twitter to find great content, to search. Whether you want to search for jobs or whether you're searching for opportunities. If you're a photographer, and you in London, for instance, and you go to Twitter and you search for looking for wedding photographer, London, you get a list of tweets of people who are tweeting, I'm looking for a wedding photographer. Does anybody know anybody? Yeah, so extremely powerful to use for lead generation. Right, so what about Pinterest? Pinterest is a visual bookmarking platform. It's very cool. The concept is simple. You see a photo on the website that you like. Yeah, what you can then do, you can pin that photo on Pinterest in a board. Yeah, and you're not copying the photo, you're just copying the link in your board. So by doing that, you can build fantastic collections of visuals that you like and want to organize. So I bought a house in Marrakesh a number of years ago in Morocco, and we needed to design the interior. So we had a board with Morocco design, we had a board with Morocco riads, we had a board with tiling and what have you. And we just built up a whole collection of ideas that we liked. And then we got the people that helped us in making the things that we wanted, and we could just share them, the links on Pinterest of the ideas that we had. Worked really well. Now, because you can save those boards, of course, you can then share them as well. Yeah, so everybody can access your boards, which means that it becomes a great tool for getting ideas and inspirations from boards from other people. So if you want ideas for home design or your wedding or fashion, Pinterest is a fantastic place to get inspiration. Another major benefit for businesses is that you can put your product catalog on Pinterest as visuals organized in boards. Yep, and then when people find those products on Pinterest and they click on them, it will take them to the catalog of your website where they can buy your product. So it's a great way to drive additional traffic to your website. If you want to see a good example for that, go to the IKEA UK Pinterest page and look at their boards. You see boards for small living room ideas, back to school, Christmas, holiday celebrations, and then you get lots of ideas with, for instance, for small living rooms, and then you click on some of the products that you see, and that takes you to the page on the IKEA catalog website where you can buy the product. Now, Pinterest is very popular amongst women, amongst millennials, and it also has very powerful advertising features. And then LinkedIn. LinkedIn is serious. Yeah, I call LinkedIn Facebook with a tie. Where Facebook is fun, LinkedIn is serious. In Facebook, you can get away with a funny profile photo. In LinkedIn, your photo needs to be professional. Now, if you go to linkedin.com/sales/SSI, you get your social selling index. And that is a score between 1 and 100 of how good you are on LinkedIn. And you will see in the score, in the summary, that there are 4 components that contribute to your SSI score, or 4 components that contribute to how well you do on LinkedIn. So those 4 are your profile, your activity level in connecting with people, how much content you share, and your activity level in building relationships with people. So the better you do in those 4 areas, the higher your score. Your profile, of course, is very important. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile is as complete as possible. Now, LinkedIn's biggest challenge, as I mentioned earlier, is to get people to engage and share content. So how does LinkedIn make money? Very simple. There are 4 areas where they make money. First of all, they allow people to upgrade their LinkedIn account to a premium account where they get more features. There is a whole section in LinkedIn specifically for recruiters. So a recruiting version of LinkedIn. There is a whole area for sales. We call this Sales Navigator. If you run a sales team that use LinkedIn, of course you want to keep the customer data. So you're getting a sort of customer relationship management system within LinkedIn when you sign up for Sales Navigator. And then there is LinkedIn advertising. LinkedIn, of course, is best for business to business, and it's really good for developing your personal online profile, as long as you share content through publishing articles and sharing posts. So I've been operational on LinkedIn from the very beginning, and I shared lots and lots of content and articles on LinkedIn, and I got lots of business coming in through LinkedIn. We're talking about serious amounts of business that I did by being on LinkedIn. So you got to be on LinkedIn if you are in business. Right. Now, one thing that I will not talk about here is TikTok. We haven't got a slide for that, but bear in mind TikTok, although it's not available in India, TikTok is a very important social media network these days, which drives a whole new format of engaging and communication. But more about that later. Right, so let's look at the pros and cons of social media. What is good and what is bad about it? The biggest advantage of social media marketing is that it can lead you to new audiences. Wherever they are in the world, whatever type of business you are, you can reach them through organic, paid, or influencer outreach. Influencer outreach has become a very powerful element of your social media marketing strategy. It is about collaborating with, for instance, Instagram users with many followers to market your products or services. So the pros are there, and they are far better than the cons. But there are cons. It's not all positive. You need to be aware that when you are on social media, you are opening yourself up as a business. People can see what you do, they can see how you do it, and they can also see when you're doing things wrongly. When you're doing things not the way it should be done. It's okay when things go well, but it can be disastrous when things go bad. As we say, it takes years to build a brand, but on social media you can ruin it overnight. There's lots of examples of that. A really big example was, remember the Chinese passenger that was dragged off a United Airlines plane? YouTube and Twitter were bombarded with negative and cynical posts towards United Airlines, how they dealt with that situation. But hey, those are the cons, and there's in any marketing channel that you use, there are cons, but the pros far outweigh the cons that are there. It is a fantastic channel to reach new audiences, and it is only going to get bigger. Right, so to close, here are a few answers to questions that I get often asked in my social media classes. So let me start with giving you a list of the questions, and then we'll do the answer. So what is viral marketing all about? Now, marketing is considered viral when it reaches the point where it's being shared by the public at large rather than just its target audience. Yeah, so when you reach more people than you intended to reach, yeah, that could be through word of mouth or through social sharing, it means your content has gone viral. Yeah, and particularly on YouTube, you see when you are running a campaign for a particular market, but then the video is so good that it goes well beyond your target audience. Yeah, that is what we call viral marketing. What is earned media? Earned media refers to positive reviews or mentions in industry media or user-generated content and guest posts on third-party websites. So it is basically when other people talk about you, other people share your content. That is what we call earned media. What are some examples of social media marketing strategies? There is one famous one which I can highly recommend you have a look at. It is from a company called BlendTech. Yeah, BlendTech sells professional blenders. If you go to Starbucks and you order a Frappuccino, they blend the ice cubes with BlendTech blenders. They are industrial grade blenders. They need to be very powerful. Now, nobody talks about blenders online. So they came up with an innovative campaign called Will It Blend? Yep, so where they created a series of videos where they blend everything you want them to blend, like an iPhone, comparing that with a Samsung, which one blends the fastest. They had a Facebook page with it, a website with it, campaigns with it. Through that campaign, they managed to grow their revenue with over 500%. A very powerful campaign. The Dollar Shave Club is another good example. How a small company, an online company, started to challenge the big shaving companies, yeah, who charge lots and lots of money for shaving blades. They challenged it, hey, come to us and you'll buy shaving blades for $1. So really innovative campaign how they did that. So how do you get started in social media marketing? Remember my FLIRT methodology. Yeah, focus. That is where you start. Think about your niche. What makes you unique? Think about your customers. Think about your targeting. Yeah, so focus, focus, focus. That is the most important part when you get started on your social media. Then, what is sticky marketing? Sticky marketing is a term for attractive content that engages customers and then influences them not only to purchase the product, but also to share the content. Yeah, so it's people, they like the content so much that it helps them going through the buying cycle, but also they start sharing it with their friends, yeah, which gives you additional traffic to your website, which may lead to additional leads to your website for your business. Right, so that's a wrap, a short introduction to social media marketing. So if you want to know more about it, check out the Simplilearn website for more courses. And remember, if you like the video, click the like or the share button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And that enables you to join our exciting community of learners on YouTube. And I will see you at the next video. So have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.